Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to go through a bunch of the news for War Thunder. Turns out there's been a ton of stuff going on over the last few days, and thought I would just cover it all in one video. So we're going to talk about the new event that is happening right now, the Bullet Hell event. Also, fair play, a bunch more accounts got banned by Gaijin, and also the worth of the R400. The R400 event has started today, so if you want to get access to it, make sure to start grinding it and get those marks done. I'll make a video later on talking about how I'm going to approach it and how I think you should approach it if you need some tips and tricks on it. So let's get into the video, let's get sorted, and as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let's get started. So the first piece of news is the new event, Bullet Hell, which has come. So this is a game mode which is pretty simple. You can play top tier jets, and they have no secondary armaments, or I should say, no missile armaments on them. So this is a gun run jet mode, and it's going to be available from the 19th of November until the 21st of November. And the vehicles that you're going to be allowed to use in it are from battle rating 12.7 to 14.3. I feel like if you use the 14.3s, you're going to be at quite a large advantage compared to everything else. But the way that it works is all secondary weapons that you bring into the battle, except for cannons, will be automatically discarded when you spawn in. Each pilot has 3 respawns available, so similar to some of the modes like Naval. Battles take place in realistic mode with markers, so similar to tournaments. You can replenish fuel and ammunition at the spawn point, and also spawning with a vehicle requires Silver Lions, which are returned at the end of the battle if your aircraft wasn't destroyed, and the number of Silver Lions returned depends on the vehicle's condition. You can also earn research points and Silver Lions in battles in this event, which is pretty cool. That's one of the things that I know a lot of people really wanted out of these types of events, to be able to grind alongside, and you can do, which is pretty cool. So if you want to get involved and start basically dogfighting people with top tier jets, it's available right now in the events and tournaments tab. It kind of sucks that it has come at the same time as the R400 event, meaning that you're going to have to split your time between the two if you want to get the R400, but at least it's here and, you know, people can give it a go. I've said it before, but it's quite nice that Gaijin is trying out new game modes and new things, just as like little events that they can do to see if people enjoy them or not. Maybe in the future, this could become kind of a weekly thing, where on the weekend they bring an event back, maybe they add a decal to it, maybe they add a camo to it, and you can do that to be able to kind of reinvigorate people's love when it comes to War Thunder. One of the things that a lot of people always bring up is, oh, well, we need new game modes when it comes to War Thunder, and sometimes the simplest ones are the best, or the simplest suggestions, and this one is one of the most simplest suggestions ever. You take a set of vehicles which are more designed around a specific weapon, you remove it, and just let them go ham. It's one of those things which I think will be enjoyable for a lot of people. I hope that people actually play it a little bit more than some of the other events, meaning that it will stay alive for a little bit longer. There's a reason why Gaijin only runs these events for a few days, and it's just because people lose interest. But with this one, since you can grind RP and SL, and also there are so many different vehicles that are involved, hopefully people don't lose interest and just enjoy it. We also have Fair Play November 2025, and Gaijin has banned a bunch more accounts. They banned 4,603 accounts that were found to have violated the rules, specifically the automation of gameplay and also cheat software. I'm pretty sure this is more than the last time that they did a fair play. Maybe there was a little bit more time between them, but that's just pretty crazy. Nearly 5,000 accounts once again, which have been torched. And since they've been starting this, there's over 100,000 accounts which have been torched by this system, even with the old anti-cheat that they used to use, Easy Anti-Cheat, and now Battle Eye, which has turned up too. Obviously, it's very positive, but it's also kind of crazy to show how, well, just insane the amount of people who are trying to cheat is. But just remember, a lot of it is stolen accounts that people either try and sell on, or They just turn on cheats for the fun of it and then wait to get banned, and then when that happens, they just go on to the next account and just keep doing it over and over again, which is why it's very important to protect your account. Very important to get two-factor authentication, and also many other things on it, such as changing your password regularly and also not having it as the same as many other products. So Gaijin also released a devlog on the R400, so I thought we'd go through its history and then also talk about its value on the marketplace. In the early 1980s, German company ThyssenKrupp began developing a family of wheeled armored vehicles: the TH200, which was 4 wheels, the 400, which was 6, and also the 800, which was 8. Of the 3 vehicles, only the R400 reached the stage of a functioning prototype, which was built in 1986. This vehicle was equipped with a diesel engine, independent suspension, and also a centralized tire pressure adjustment system, ensuring a high cross-country capability. The TH400 prototype was built as a fire support vehicle with a 3-crew turret armed with a 105mm rifle gun, capable of firing all standard NATO ammunition for that caliber. Among the prospective variants considered were anti-tank missile systems, anti-aircraft systems, and even a 120mm tank gun. After ThyssenKrupp was acquired by Rheinmetall, the vehicle was renamed the R400, but the prototype never entered serial production. The only surviving prototype became an exhibit of the Dutch History Survives Foundation. The original turret with the 105mm gun was lost, and a turret from the Leopard 1A5 was installed on the vehicle to make it a complete display. So technically, we could get another version of this thing with a Leopard turret, which would actually be kind of fun. So let's talk about the worth of this vehicle. This event, for me, I think the vehicle actually looks really fun and also really strong. I've seen a lot of people, though, in the comment sections not being very happy with this, and I don't know why. Maybe it's comparing it to the really, really powerful vehicles that Germany already has around those BRs, but this one's just going to fit in at 9.7 really well anyway. You know, yes, the TAMs are really good, the Beglet Panzer is amazing, the Radkampfwagen is also amazing, but this one also is going to be amazing too. So maybe it's just too much powerful choice for the BR. The problem with the R400 in terms of the market, though, is a lot of people have been grinding these events and a lot of people have been trying to sell them. And this could be seen from the last few ground events that we've had. So, for example, you have the EFE, you have the T-34-85 Partisan, and then also you have the T-86. So all 3 of these events, all of the vehicles, even to this day, are under 20 Gaijin coin. The T-86 is 13.74 Gaijin, the T-34-85 Partisan is 18.66, the EFE is 16.15. And even stuff like the Shear 2 from the start of the year, there are still 400 of them left on the market, and it's only 29.66 Gaijin, and the Firo 6 as well is 22 Gaijin coin. So you can see with all of these vehicles, they're really not that high in price. And in my opinion, I think this vehicle will probably start out around 15 and then eventually next year climb to about 25 or 30, just like the Shear 2. I think this thing is definitely comparable in terms of power at its BR to something like a Shear 2, which is very good at its area. But it's just this sheer amount of people who grind these events out nowadays and want to sell the vehicle. It is pretty nuts. It really is. Do you want to grind for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, literally, 60 to 80 hours, or do you want to pick it up for $15? It's just, it's just insane. I feel like Gaijin is going to do some kind of correction in the future because people are just so efficient at doing these events now. And I don't want them to do a correction. I'd want these things to be as cheap as possible. But I just don't see it happening when it comes to them. I think they're definitely going to do it. But yeah, so this thing will start off around 15, and then it'll climb to about 25, 30 in time. But that's going to take a long time, maybe 6 months, a year, maybe even a year and a half, depending on what other vehicles turn up. But the vehicle is going to be good. It's at a really nice BR for CAS. It's at a really nice BR for a mobile German tank lineup. I would recommend doing the event and getting the vehicle. You'll have a good time with it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.